So remember, God is just the judge, the umpire in the game. You are free to make your runs. Now, if you are a good player, you play well. If you are a bad player, you play badly. But the important point is, don't blame God for it. Why is God favorable to this person and unfavorable? God says, look, from my side, I am completely equitable. Little Gopi will get the seat that even Shankarji did not in the Maharas. Why? Because the little Gopi, an ordinary village woman, she learned to love so selflessly and so perfectly that God became a servant. So Bhagavan says, I am willing to become the servant of my devotees. What bhagya can you not make if you put in sufficient efforts? That is why the Urdu poet Allama Iqbal's words need to be written in gold. Khudi ko kar buland itna कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा खुद बंदे से पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. You increase your efforts to such an extent that God asks you, what kind of destiny do you want, my child? Wherever we find ourselves in life today, we are responsible for it. There is nothing to be gained by playing the blame game. We people find this a nice alibi. Why are you so unhappy? Swamiji, you know, this happened to me in my life. So, this unhappiness happened to me. I am not responsible. You ask somebody else, why do you behave like this? Swamiji, that is how I am. I mean, somebody made me like that. I don't know, but that's how I am. People are not willing to take responsibility for themselves. In the corporate world, there's so much of office politics. They blame, this guy, he buttered up the boss and that is why he went up. They don't see that he was working day and night. He played politics and that is why he went up. I don't know how to play politics, that's why I am where I am. It's a very common statement people make, right? So in one office where so much of this kind of negative talk had been going on, finally the management said, all right, we will put an end to it. So the news was sent by the organization's email that the biggest enemy in your progress in your career has passed away. Your path is now clear. Come and visit his funeral and take a look at that enemy and bid him farewell. So they were all thrilled, but each of them was wondering, who is this enemy of mine who has passed away? So they were thinking, is it Ram, is it Sham, it is Meena, is it Beena, it is Nina, They all reached there. So the boss had arranged for them to file up in a line and come. Now the grave had been dug and there was the coffin there. You could go and have the last darshan. One guy came there and he saw his own face because a mirror had been placed there. And the title, the biggest enemy of your career, take a look at him. So each person realized that I myself am sabotaging my progress, or I can build upon it. So it is always very nice and very satisfying to the ego to say that where I am, it is destiny which is responsible. Bhagavan hai, Kalyug hai, the Republicans, the Democrats. But Sri Krishna says, look, if you want to actually progress in life, you have to start off by stopping to blame God. Now don't say Bhagavan ka dosh hai, and don't blame destiny, because you made your own destiny. Don't blame time. You take responsibility. Wherever I am responsible for it. And then you will also take responsibility for your happiness. One husband and wife, they were newly married. And they went around to the relatives, this 1 month to the wife's relatives and 1 month to the husband's relatives. And they were with the husband's closest relatives, chachas, tayas, etc. And those chacha, taya, they used to dote upon their little bhatija. And now the bhatija is married, so they were so happy that he's got a daughter-in-law. And they said, Beti, does your husband make you happy? So the husband thought, I'm sure she's going to say yes, newly married, so definitely makes me happy. So she said, no. The husband was taken aback. He did not expect that. They just had such a wonderful honeymoon and he doesn't make me happy. So Tayaji said, Beti, he doesn't make you happy? She said, no, but he doesn't make me sad either. My happiness is dependent on me and not upon him. Because if he makes me happy, then he can also make me sad. See, that is the key is outside then. Now, self-improvement begins when you reclaim your mind. I am responsible for choosing my thoughts. People can create positive, negative circumstances. That drama of the world will go on. But in the midst of that, I have to decide. So the lady said, I choose my own happiness. That is why the saying that when life gives you a lime, you decide whether you want to become sour or make a lemonade. Some people, their happiness depends on the weather. Other people carry their weather with them. So, when you decide that you alone are responsible for your life, then the focus changes from the victim mentality to desire for self-growth and self-improvement.